Now get ready for Mad Plushie to jump on you and tell you you're wrong.
Oh, I don't think he'll— God damn it! Oh boy. My second Brony commentary in 1 month. And a response to my Little Pete video, no less. Joy! So a bit of context here. I made my video on Lily Pete 5 days ago, and just recently I've been told by Jack that Mad Plushy made a response to me. Anyone familiar with my channel should know that I've covered Mad Plushy before. And while I don't disagree with the videos I've made on him, I did agree with Mr. A that the feud I'd been having with him had gotten to be stupid. And other than running into him in the comments of How Not to Brony 483, where we both got called idiots by Vita, there's been absolutely no tension between us since. Now, I've been told I'm basically wasting my time responding to Plushy, how he never listens to anyone who criticizes him, even if they're people he likes. However, I did ask people to share their thoughts on the topic with me, and Plushy, sorta, did just that. I did promise myself that I would never respond to Plushy again unless he made a video I could respond to. So, against my better judgment, I'm going to treat this as a form of debate. Let me say right now, I don't like Mad Plushy. I and several other people find him to be completely insufferable, but I will not insult him during the course of this commentary, nor will I insult anyone who agreed with him on the video. This isn't a courtesy that he cares to return, but we'll get there. Also, if I crack jokes, it isn't meant to start anything with him, it's simply meant to entertain my viewers. With that said, let's begin.
Hello everyone, Mad Plushy here, and I'm back with a brand new video and another reason why I'm mentally unstable. Now in the tie-dye, let me level with you. You had the potential to do great things for the commentary community.
Oh, well thanks, Plushy. Maybe you're not
But you don't. You just keep on making shit, or stuff that isn't entertaining.
Oh. I take it back, you're still a jerk.
You can make good points, and that's good, but you actually gotta have a little entertainment factor, or they'll go watch someone else, like Doodle Tones, or Lily Pete, or someone more competent. I know that might have upset you, but we gotta rip off that fucking bandage now. So, let's get into your recent shit show.
No, you're black! In all seriousness, it's rather hypocritical of you to say that my content is a shit show, when Supersonic Ward, Jack, and Pastel Pros have made videos about how flawed your own commentaries are. In fact, Midnight Anubis put you on his list of worst commentaries of 2016. Also, why aren't you informing your audience what I'm covering that you're responding to? I mean, now that this is a new thing for you, you often let the videos you're covering speak for you. Now granted, sometimes you do give context for the subjects you're covering, but here you don't. Now if I wanted to put on a tinfoil hat, I would say you're doing this just because you know that there are people in the commentary community that don't like me.
Hello, Obscurians. I see you there.
But you must also surely know that Lily Pete isn't liked within the CC either. Given that she often misinforms her audience, makes blatant generalizations, knowingly and willingly commits character assassination, believes in justifying violence. Oh yeah, she also considers commentators parasites. Considering I'm relatively a nobody in the CC, plus the fact that Ryan says the only issue he has with my content is I cover Brony drama, and Doodles being fairly unaware of my content until she made her second video on you, I'd say you're one of the few commentators who actually pays attention to me. I mean, aside from the fact that I think Nick Sponge just wants to do a commentary on me to piss me off. I doubt a lot of people in the CC think I'm as shitty a commentator as you apparently do. And even then, I think it's only because we have a bad history.
Oh man, I sound like an asshole. Perfect.
It isn't like I wanted to do stuff on the channel that didn't pertain to drama in the Brony fandom. It isn't like I had better things to do, like seek employment. No. Someone just had to pull a great Grindelwald and act like what they were doing was for the good of the fandom.
Oh You Miss Lily Pete, why must you disturb the young lad from his schedule of eating Doritos?
Actually, I prefer Lay's chips. Get my snack preference right, scrub.
You see, he has a superiority complex, where if you talk about him, he feels like he has to do it.
Says the guy who bitched at FNGR for calling out Lily Pete for being a bitch to Lightning Bliss.
He doesn't have to do it. He could just ignore Lily Pete.
Yeah, you could have just ignored Pastel's video on you. Instead of, doing a shitty video where you try to call her out for being a bitch because she did a commentary on you, exposing you as a kiss up to Lily, using a video from last year as an excuse to have a temper tantrum.
Okay, Pastel Pros, not only are you starting shit, but you're being a bitch. Apparently here on Pastel Pros, there's no such thing as common courtesy. But I think her magnus opus of shit is her video on me. I really fucking despise her video on me for one reason. You see that picture of me right there? That's the picture she could have only gotten from the apology video. Not only an apology video, an apology video to the video she's commenting on. Even though the drama's over, she decides to continue her bullshit. And that's not even a good picture of my double chin. How dare you?
What? Did you think I was just gonna say it and not show the clip?
Because, come on, that's easy. You can just ignore her arguments. I don't know why you feel like, oh, I have to do this. You're like, you feel like you're a superhero, and you gotta defeat the bad guy.
You mean I don't like Lily Babe and Artist Meltdown, Discord Princess, and Bug Spray?
But really, you're just some guy on the fucking internet. I don't do this because I feel like I need to fix the commentary community. I need to fix stuff. No, I do it because I'm fucking bored, and I like critiquing arguments, because it makes me feel better.
Cool. I also do commentaries because I enjoy critique. But I don't do it to make myself feel better or smarter than the person I'm arguing against, even if that is the case in this instance. By the by, did I mention I'm doing this all unscripted? This is Lily Pete. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I've done 2 videos specifically about her, and talked about her in Foxy Thoughts. Recently, she's put out a glass of water on FNGR, ripping into him and attempting to shame down everyone who's cool with him. I've turned to several people who aren't part of Limbo who think Lily is far worse than FNGR. A few of my friends referring to Lily as that fruitcake from Tumblr.
Okay, question. Why are you bringing this up? Is it because to show that people out of Limbo don't like Lily Pete?
That's right, he can be taught!
Or is it, now this is just a theory, you're doing it because if you go, hey, those people agree with me, you like those people, right? Then if you like those people, then you'll like me.
Yeah, no.
Well, guess what, in the tie-dye? I got people like my Efron Josine video, but it was shit. My whole Efron Josine video was basically, oh, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that. And the only reason people liked it is because everyone had a hate boner for Efron Josine. I'm not trying to suck his dick. He's still a fucking idiot. But I'll admit it, when I'm wrong and someone I don't like might have been right, I'm going to admit it.
This video you posted after I made a Twitter post says otherwise. That should probably prove how seriously Lily isn't taken within the fandom. But why am I doing a response to Lily Pete if she did a video on FNGR? Well, she also called me out for whatever reason. If you're expecting me to go, hey, Lily said negative things about me, you're sadly out of luck.
Honestly, I would like to think you're better than that, but I know you're not.
Says the guy who threw a bitch fit over this video.
Fräulein! 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 Hey, Fräulein!
Was that boy girl bugging you?
Quite literally for years. Night is a YouTuber who loves...
Here's a perfect opportunity to show, like, your past DeviantArt post or your past YouTube post to show it hasn't been for years.
Plushy, you're subscribed to me. You can go to my channel and look for yourself. As for the DA thing, now I know you're a lazy bastard, but you're probably gonna have to get on Google, type in my name, and add in DeviantArt, and you should probably find my page.
Or you just admitted it was for years, and you're actually being stupid, because if you mean I started like this like 2 years ago, like meaning I started bugging Lily 2 years ago, then you proved her right. That's years. So either way, your point is kind of void and stupid and needs more proof.
The point is that Lily talks about it in such a broad manner that she makes it sound like I've been doing this for as long as FNGR has. That's my point.
Remember in the tie-dye, you gotta show proof for your critiques. If you don't do that, you look wrong. But let's be fair, most of the community has a hate boner on Lily, so most people won't understand that you're wrong, and they'll just go like, this guy gets it, she's getting that liberal. My proof for the claim I just made is, despite this video being terrible, there's only been 4 people to come and dislike it, and that's including me. So about 11 people saw this piece of shit and went, yeah, that sounds sound, golly. And if you're gonna critique me for calling your audience idiots, remember, idiots can change to smart people if they see the wrongs in their ways. An idiot can be redeemed. If they're going to stay idiots, then I can pretty much mock them all I want.
Well, you don't sound dickish and conceited at all. You do realize you just insulted other people's opinions about my video, right? You basically just called anyone who doesn't like Lily an idiot. And for all we know, that this could include some very nice people in the fandom. Kinda like when you were proud that you were sounding like an asshole. It's kinda starting to get obvious that you don't care about anyone's opinion other than your own.
To write responses to random videos on DeviantArt and spam the website with think pieces of any rando who happened to piss him off that day. Why do this on DeviantArt, not Twitter or Tumblr? Well, it's simple, really. DeviantArt doesn't let users filter spam from their search results, and so there's nothing stopping Night-Eye from being constantly in your face as much as he likes. Night-Eye hates being ignored and demands to be part of discussions despite not offering any actual content for the discussion.
But Lily, don't you get it? It's shit posting, aka I can do whatever the fuck I want. Shut up, bitch. Natai, you can't say, oh well, it's shit posting. You have to explain why it's just harmless shit posting and why Lily's wrong. You can't go like, well, it's just shit posting. No, you have to elaborate.
No, I don't. People post stupid stuff when they're bored on the internet. They do it on YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr. It ain't my fault you and Lily take the internet so seriously.
It's about me amounts a little more than nitpicking clerical errors and hyper-focusing on a single line from individual glass of water videos and pretending that counts as an argument.
You see? Now that's being a good boy in the tie-dye. Now, if only you did that more often.
You mean just blindly agree with whatever Lily says? No thanks. I have something called free will.
He's a good boy in the tie-dye. You know what? You get a Scoopy snack. You get a Scoopy snack. If you can find my will to live!
99% of occasions, I have completely ignored Night-Eye's responses, even muting him on both Tumblr and Twitter, and ejecting him from my comment section for trying to waste my time. However, on the 1% of occasions where I have actually engaged with him, take a wild guess what happens. If you guess immediately backpedals and tries to paint the person who engaged with him as an easily triggered snowflake who can't take a joke, you would be right.
Whoa, Natai, you're being hypocritical. You can't just say, oh, well, I was shit posting and not elaborate, but then bitch her out for saying, oh, well, you should have elaborated on how I was being a son of a bitch, Lily. How do you see how that was not a logical fallacy in your mind?
You don't know what hypocritical or logical fallacy mean, do you?
Night-Eye is terrible at making a critical argument, but he's extremely good at using circular logic so that everything leads back to him being in the right, and everyone else is super triggered. It's the basic toolkit of a right-wing pundit. If you ignore him, you're silencing criticism and refusing to engage with them because you know they're right.
No, Natai, she didn't call you right-winged. She said you're kind of using logical fallacies like someone that's right-winged. If you did get that point, then why the fuck did you bring up the left and the right? That was pointless. Here you are wasting time on trivial things.
How have you not died of irony yet? Legit, do you know how much I've had to cut out or skip because you keep rambling on about nothing? I'm proving I can go unscripted. I'm making my own counterpoints. to your points. Except they aren't even points, you're just blindly agreeing with Lily. I also noticed that the only critical pieces I made towards Lily that she shows in her video are a journal post which I meant as deliberate troll bait to prove that she can't handle negative criticism and gets triggered by it.
Take a wild guess what happens. If you guess immediately backpedals and tries to paint the person who engaged with them as an easily triggered snowflake who can't take a joke, you would be right.
With that clip and the lack of elaboration, you're looking really bad on tie-dye.
Shove it. At least I'm not someone's parrot. And the thumbnail for a one-shot commentary which even I will admit wasn't that good. Fun fact, I intended to apologize for seemingly jumping the gun there, but then the whole Sapphire Heart song drama started. But we'll get to that.
You've seen a tie-dye. The whole problem with the whole Sapphire stuff is in the background of your thing. There are several pieces of art that are not credited. Now you could just say, those are your art. Put it in the description. Or you could credit the artist, like a good person. What are you, some kind of liberal, not crediting artist? Ooh, triggered much. Oh, you're being hypocritical again. You're being hypocritical again. And I swear to God, if you change the description to credit the artist of the masterpieces in the background, or yourself, I'm going to shit myself laughing because I proved you wrong and you changed something, and that's good.
Both Critical Hall and the background I'm using now are made by Ron Korpalmak. He's the one who used pictures of other analysts as decorations in the background. And while I don't speak with him for reasons I'm not going to bring up here, I'm in no hurry to throw away my backgrounds that he worked so hard to make me. Countess Rose and ANY both showed up in the comments with that picture and thanked me for including them. Also, I don't remember anyone I featured in my last video coming up and say, don't use my OC in your work. I've actually asked a few people if I could use their OCs in my videos, and they said yes. I used your OC in my videos, and you never told me not to before I blocked you. Lastly, no, you didn't prove me wrong about anything. You just tried to play the hypocrisy card and failed.
That's what I'm here for, buddy. Pat, pat on the back. Oh, and there's the proofs. Something that I wish the tie-dye would show more often in this video. Then maybe I like you and maybe we'd still be, talking occasionally.
No. You're a self-righteous, cringy, rude, insufferable human being who walks around with this unwarranted sense of entitlement. You harassed everyone in Limbo in the Secret Rift. You attempted to manipulate Jack to get exposure on his channel. You stalked Pastel Pros after she told you to leave her alone. And you insulted my girlfriend in this video aimed towards me. Quite frankly, I'd rather talk to JesusWithBazookas.
I'm sorry I had that bottled up for a while. Dear Liddy, if I was just some asshole who posts content whenever someone pisses me off, I'd be pumping out videos as much as Ephraim Josine.
Okay, tie-dye, if that's true, show some examples of stuff that pisses you off that you haven't made a video on. Explain what pisses you off, why it pisses you off, and why you haven't made a video on them. So you want to look like a triggered idiot. What's that? You can't do that because you didn't use common sense? Okay. Reminder, if you cannot provide proof for a point, it's better not to make that point.
In fact, here's a little list I made of people who have done a far better job criticizing you than I ever have. Bob, Okizuma, FNGR, Sheldon,
and anyone who has ever criticized Lily. Bada bing, bada boom, lol, 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 I want to die, kill me now, do it, come to my house!
You're getting seriously obnoxious.
Now the tie-dye, please, do elaborate on how they did it better than you.
Plushy, you don't need me to show you proof. You're subscribed to them like I am.
It's very poor to let the videos in the description speak for themselves. You have to elaborate. You have to make your argument more clear. You gotta tell them, okay, this is what you should look for. This is why it makes sense. It makes your commentary better. And why just do meh or shit when you could do the best you can.
With your track record, you're the last person who should be giving that kind of advice. Now, I did it here, but Lily also threw shade at people who had little to nothing to do with FNGR's behavior, calling them enablers and cowards for not speaking out against him. Dear Lily, what is it you're expecting? Dr. Wolf to psychoanalyze FNGR as if you were a real psychologist?
All Lily wants him to do is say, hey, FNGR's an asshole. That's easy. Anyone can do that. Anyone can look at their videos and think there's an asshole. And if they disagree, they can just say, well, I don't think Lily's an asshole. Bada bing, bada boom, done.
Okay, Plush. Your turn to elaborate. Dr. Wolf is an accountant with a wife and children. He makes multiple videos on his channel. Now please, tell me, when would he find the time to watch FNGR's content, and why would he? And please do tell me what difference the good doctor would make. Come on, Plushy. Come on, Mary. Come on. I know you can do it. You're the master of elaboration. You're telling me to elaborate, so it's your turn to show me how it's done. Come on! I love how you like to pretend that Midnight Chimes doesn't exist. This man right here has criticized FNGR a few times, and FNGR has respected him for it. There have been people in and out of the fandom who've responded to and criticized FNGR before. Fandom Menace, Lightning Sword, Mr. Medicare, the Alt-CC, and YouTube Dude. All these people have made videos about or responding to good old Anthony, which just sort of destroys your narrative about how no one shines a light on his nonsense.
Oh, show the clip where she says that.
Okay.
But hold on, Lily, I hear you say. If Aguilar's behavior's been such a problem for so long, then why are you the only one to talk about it?
You heard her. Lily is the only one to ever have talked about Anthony Aguilar. You know, the more I go to look back at this video, the more I'm inclined to think you didn't watch it yourself. Legit. I doubt you watched her video at all. In fact, here's some incredible speculation on my part. You're subscribed to Lily Pete. So I know you have to know when she uploads a video. What's even more telling? The video where she responds to Silver Quill is among the videos you liked. Literally probably a few days after you liked your own video on me. There is no excuse for this blatant ignorance other than you being a blind white knight. So which is it, Plushy? Are you lying about having watched her video? Or are you just coming after me because I criticized Lily? And I'm stopping here. Since all that really happens is that Plushy screams at me for proof and runs a flatline joke into the ground. Why actually counter what I say when you can be as repetitious and annoying as possible, right? Plushy, I think I went off on you enough the first time. I sincerely do not like you, but I had enough respect not to bash you through the whole video. And yeah, while I was a smartass in your comments, I was determined to try and not be a dick here. Anytime I was, it was mainly meant for humor. You, however, at the start said you were glad you sounded like an asshole, which was kind of telling that you didn't actually think my video had poor points. You just disliked it because I did a response to Lily. Which is fine, I know not all people who are fans of Lily P are assholes. I understand she has her audience for a reason, but more often than not we see the more toxic side of her channel and personality. You want to call me a hypocrite? Lily does sort of the same thing FNGR does. She started putting people on blast with a glass of water, in much the same way with how FNGR does with How Not to Brony. Both are a series of videos that put people on blast, and both have their audience. The only difference is, I don't see FNGR fans that are fanatical as a Lily fan. These are people who attacked FNGR in the accounts of perhaps one of his more tamer videos. And yet Lily's fans praise her and want to defend her despite the fact that she threatened to break her mother's nose for misgendering her. She wants to say that anyone who associates with FNGR is a piece of shit. And yes, Plushy, she said this. You just have to watch her video and listen for it. I know good people in the Secret Rift and Limbo, but Lily would like to paint them all as awful people just because she has a hate boner for Aguilar. But consider that an example of poisoning the well that is the Brony fandom, and I view it as far more harmful than anything FNGR does. Respond to this if you want, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm an idiot. It's your opinion after all, and clearly you're not interested in changing it anytime soon. I'm Night. Thanks for letting me share my thoughts. Share yours with me.